Hello Taurus, and welcome back to my channel for those of you who have been here before, and welcome to those of you who have come across to find out what it's all about. My name is Colette. I'm an intuitive tarot reader of over 30 years, and this is my channel Inspiring Life Changes. And today I'm doing a reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp Taurus. If you don't know where those placements are, there is a free natal link in the description box down below for you to go and check that out. And also my email will be in the description box down below as well for anybody who may be interested in having a private personal read with me. I often forget to say that, but it is there if anybody is interested. You can send me an email and I'll get back to you to let you know what the details are. So Taurus, this is a love reading. So it's kind of focused around the energy of Venus, and Venus at this time is in Libra, and Libra is all about balance, fairness, justice, harmony, diplomacy, wanting things to be just and fair, wanting to make amends in a relationship as well, wanting things to have a good outcome, a fair outcome. So if you're in a difficult situation at this time, Venus may well be kind of helping you to soothe the waters, so to speak, to kind of calm things down if it's all been a bit hectic and chaotic for you. So the reading itself, I'm going to start out. For anybody who hasn't been to my channel before, this is how I do my love readings. I separate a suit of cups from one of my tarot decks, and this is the tarot deck that I'm using at this time from the Good Tarot. You may have seen it on other channels as well, the Good Tarot. The Seven of Cups energy here is all about choice, overwhelming choice, too much choice, confusion because of too much choice, illusion, castles in the air, not being able to make a choice because you don't know what you're going to get. And underneath, at the very bottom of the deck, of the cards that are left here, I like to have a look at the bottom card as well. We have the Messenger of Water. And so either yourself here, Taurus, or somebody else may well have come in with a message for you, or is going to come in with a message or an offer of some kind here. It is water, it is emotionally connected, and this may be why you are in this kind of state, or you may just be in this kind of not knowing what to do headspace at this time, or feeling at this time, because there isn't a lot of clarity, shall we say, here with the Seven of Cups. You may be sitting there and realizing that you've got more options than you originally thought you had, Taurus. You may be kind of seeing that things are opening up for you here, which is also another reason why there could be a lot of confusion. One of the reasons for the confusion, I personally think, is because we don't know what it is that we're going to get. We could pick any one of these, but we don't know what it is, where that's going to lead us. If we do make that choice, if we do actually decide to choose something, to bring something into our life here, which is what the Seven of Cups is kind of saying. He's saying, like, you know, make a choice. You've got all this here to choose from. You've got so much more than you thought you did. And it may also be that you are just focused on one thing in particular here with the Seven of Cups, that you're very determined. You don't want any of this. You know what you want, and it isn't any of this. So there can also be that sense of like, but I don't want this. I know what I want, and none of this is going to lead to my happiness, because that's what the Seven, or the water energy, is about, should I say. The Cups energy themselves is about looking for that happiness, wanting to find, seeking that happiness. So there could be elements of that within this card here. Like I said, it could also be that one of these, this little seahorse here, which has come in as a messenger, has something to say here, this little seahorse. And this little seahorse could be offering you a lot, Taurus, and you maybe aren't trusting it. Maybe you're thinking it's just an illusion, it's castles in the air, it's just fantasy, it's never going to become a reality, it's never actually going to bring me what I'm looking for, that happiness, that ultimate place of enjoyment. And if that is the case, I would say to you at this time, Taurus, be very careful that you could have more than one opportunity here, or more than one relationship that you could explore, shall we say. But interestingly, in the decks of cards that I'm using for your reading, this deck of cards, Taurus, is for you, and this deck of cards is for the cross-watcher, or the person that you have an energetic connection with, which is what this reading is actually about. It's about whoever it is you have an energetic connection with here, Taurus. And that connection can be emotional, it can be spiritual, it can be intellectual, however it comes across for you. When I cut both of these decks of cards earlier, what we got was at the bottom of this suit, after I finished laying these ones out, we have the 9 of Cups, and at the bottom of this deck we have the 10 of Cups. So there's an interesting progression happening here, because the 9 is the wish fulfillment energy and the 10 is the successful completion energy of having got everything that you're dreaming of. This is the soulmate card for me. This is the alchemical marriage. This is the card of, even after a time of difficulty, having gone through hardships, breakups, all that kind of thing. The 10 of Cups is saying that these two people, whoever they are, Taurus, well and truly belong together. They have found something within each other that they will not find within anybody else. But again, that doesn't mean that it's going to be an easy relationship, because that's not what it talks about. It just means that you recognize that this person is like your mirror. They are your mirror soul. It's like looking into yourself. You recognize them, you know everything about this person. You feel them, you sense them even when they're not around, you can pick up on their energies. It's that kind of relationship, it's that kind of deep, deep, deep connection. So, starting the actual reading itself off here, we have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, which could talk about a situation here. Because it's in reverse, this could be somebody who is putting a lot of time and energy and effort into like a physical situation, like work, for instance, finances, focusing on their money here, focusing on their physical needs, their environmental or their environment needs, to better themselves somehow. But it's also coming across for me today as somebody who's kind of given up on something, somebody who's put in a lot of hard work, but now they're kind of thinking to themselves, I'm not seeing any results here. I don't think I'm going to do this anymore. Because this is the 7 of Pentacles down here, and here he is focused on this one pentacle here to make up the 8. But the 7 is about harvesting. It's about getting the rewards after the time and the energy and the effort that you have put into something. But this card here with the 8 upside down is saying to me that somebody has done this. Either you, Taurus, which I feel very much it could be, or the other person. But I feel that this is your energy here, Taurus. It is Pentacles, it is Earth energy. That doesn't necessarily mean it is you, but I do feel that this has been you very determinedly, very kind of doggedly, very kind of like, I'm going to stick with this, I'm going to stick with this, I'm going to keep on, I'm going to succeed here. But now you've got to a point where you're thinking, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm not doing this anymore. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep repeating the same story and the same pattern. It's just not getting me anywhere. All I'm doing is just working on the same thing over and over again, and it's not fulfilling or sustaining me. And interestingly, what you have as your challenge here, Taurus, is the Knight of Cups. We have the same card here. So this is saying to me, because this is the challenge energy, this is saying to me that even though you think you're going to give up, you're actually being challenged not to give up. You're actually being challenged to open up your heart here. You're actually being asked to step outside of your comfort zone, it feels like, and actually make this offer. And when you do, you don't know what you're going to receive. You don't know how it's going to be received. You don't know how it's going to be, whether it will be accepted. You don't know what the next step will be, where it will take you, which is also part of the confusion here as well. Is will it open up for you, or will it take you into a different place altogether? Because I feel as though you have got to the point of almost like one last time, this is it, this is the last time I'm going to do this, this is the last time I'm going to offer this. And if it's not accepted, then we'll take it from there. It's not like you've got a plan here, Taurus. I don't feel as though there's a plan of like plan A or plan B. It doesn't feel like that. It's not coming across to me like that. It's more of a sense of like, we'll see. I'm going to do it again, even though there is a part of me that doesn't particularly feel, whoops, sorry about that, oh, come back, that doesn't particularly feel like doing it again, is how you're feeling, Taurus. And it could be very overwhelming for you, this tiny little seahorse here and this very kind of magnificent individual. And this may be, Taurus, how you're viewing them. But again, it could also be the other person. So again, if these cards work the other way, then just swap them over, because it may make more sense to you. And for cross watchers in particular, you may find that this is more your story that is being told here, rather than the person that you are interested in, the Taurus that you're wanting to or are in a relationship or have been in a relationship with. So the next card in your head, Taurus, and what you are aware of, is this Lover's card. And it is upright. And for me today, it's coming over with this overwhelming feeling of this is something that lifts you up. This is something literally that makes you feel good. You feel good in this person's presence. They make you shine. They there's just this overwhelming sense of like this person just, again, it's that, and it's coming through like this energy here. Like each one of them has this light coming down, and it's kind of representing this kind of energy here of knowing this person right down to their soul. Like past lifetimes. A deep, deep, deep connection is what I'm getting here. A really deep connection. Like you're both in it really deeply. If you see the literally kind of standing in this water up to their thighs, or he's up to his thighs as he picks her up, and she's just bathing in that. There's no resistance there. She's just reveling in that energy. And that's how it's coming across to me, that this person makes you feel like this. When this person is around, you just want more of them rather than less. But we have the Ace of Swords in reverse here. So this is saying to me that there is a blockage. There is a major blockage here in communication. You may feel like this around this person, but there is something here that is keeping this energy blocked. The communication here is not good. One thing that is not flowing is the communication. Ace of Swords in reverse can represent clarity, can represent suddenly a realization of something on a mental realm, a kind of sudden, like I say, realization, some new kind of revelation about something as well. And maybe you also want to share the things that you know, Taurus, with this person, but you hold back. There is definitely a blockage here with the communication style. And in the subconscious realm, and what you are aware of, is the fact that you have been left out in the cold. Or maybe both of you have left each other out in the cold here. But there's definitely this element of something not connecting fully here. So whatever was going really well, whatever was happening between you two, it feels as though because 3 of these are lit up and 2 of these down here aren't lit up. And so it feels it's a bit like it didn't go all the way. It's like it didn't kind of light up everything. It didn't completely achieve what it was meant to achieve. Or, yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. It's kind of like it didn't completely... It's like something stopped. It's like it stopped. There was not full, even though there is this deep, deep, deep connection here, and I don't think that that can be denied. It's like it didn't reach its full potential. Something blocked it. Something stopped it from happening on a subconscious level here. There is 3, so it may have something to do with a 3rd energy. It could have something to do with past energy, past relationships getting in the way. But because of that, there is definitely this kind of coldness, there is definitely this kind of distance that grew, shall we say, between the 2 of you. Because it does feel very, very spiritual, very... And it feels as well as though one of you is probably more aware of this than the other. And maybe that's something else, is that one of you is holding back on that as well. Because here we've got 2 of these lights coming down for the lovers here, but here there's only 1 streaming in, and so the full connection is not being made. And that's, it feels as though something, how can I put it, something wasn't complete. It's like something wasn't complete, something wasn't, somebody didn't completely open up, maybe. But something definitely forced this situation or this relationship into a very cold place where the other person maybe even stopped communicating while they were still in the relationship here. Somebody became very closed off. And the card that we have moving in for you here is the Wheel of Fortune, which is interesting because this was a card that originally was on the bottom of the deck earlier when I was doing my meditation on the cards, which I always do, and I kind of automatically cut the cards. It's just something kind of, I know that at that point I need to stop and move on to something else. That's my kind of cut-off point, is when the cards just kind of automatically halve themselves. And this is the card that turned out to be on the bottom at that point. And so in reverse, it's saying to me that somebody's very stuck in the past. That's what it's saying. Even though this is the energy that's moving in, it's saying that somebody is not allowing this wheel to move forward. I don't know if this is your energy, Taurus, or the other person's energy, but it's kind of similar to me for this same reason, that there's something that's not fully connecting here. And like I said, I feel as though one of you is more understanding of this and knows more about this than the other, but isn't kind of opening up to it, isn't giving the information that's needed. And that may also be one of the reasons why this has reached a kind of, it feels like a standstill here with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Yeah, like a standstill, like everything's kind of come to an abrupt halt. Nothing's moving forward. And it may even feel like you're going over the same old ground. Like if you do communicate with each other, it's kind of the same thing. Nothing's changed, nothing's moved forward, it's the same story. Even the same scenarios are coming up as well. And it feels that this is kind of like a long-term thing, a long-term situation that's happening here. So let's see what the other person that you have an energetic connection to, Taurus, is feeling and thinking about this at this time. They have the Nine of Pentacles covered by the Four of Wands. And this is their challenge, is the Four of Wands. Here, the Nine of Pentacles is saying that they're beginning to feel, or they're feeling good about themselves. They're feeling, they're riding quite high in the sense their self-worth is good. They're realising what they have achieved in their life. And again, it's a progression from the 8. I mean, you got the 8, they got the 9, which is an interesting scenario here as well. But I feel as though they're very focused on their achievements at this time. They're very focused on all of this down here, their 9 Pentacles, what it is that they have success, the success that they've got in their life at the moment is what's keeping them kind of focused. Maybe it's a work situation that they're focusing their attention on here, or their home situation. It's very much to do with the physical realm because it's Pentacles, physical, also values as well, what they value. So they're taking care of themselves here. They're looking after number 1. But they may not be completely satisfied because the Four of Wands is also about, in this deck, it's about taking a risk. That boat is kind of saying, are you ready to look for a new adventure? Are you willing to get on board this boat? It can also be about a foundation, creating something that has strong foundations. Pentacles here, maybe they're accumulating in order to be able to, this could even be something to do with the offer here, because this is about a risk. Again, this is a feeling of stepping out of the comfort zone here. A bit like yourself with the Nine of Cups here, I was talking about stepping out of a comfort zone. And this person is kind of being asked to do the same thing. They're being challenged here. The challenge is to move beyond this Nine of Pentacles energy. And it does feel like stepping out of their comfort zone. Like this is their comfort zone. This is where they feel like safe and secure and happy and content. And this is saying it's time to move out of there. It's time for you to find this, to take a risk, to take up a challenge. Whether this has got anything to do with you, Taurus, as of yet, I'm not sure. We will see what else comes out here. But it could be that this person is feeling even bored with life now, that they've got themselves into this great place where they've got everything that they've worked hard to achieve. But what they don't have, Taurus, necessarily is you. And so they may not be feeling completely content. Or maybe they're just wanting a new relationship. Maybe there's also this sense for some of you as well that that was done. Even though I don't feel that that is the case, that it is completely over. But they want, even though, because it's a challenge, it may not be something that they're eager, shall we say, to step into and take up. But it could well be this messenger energy as well. Maybe you're both needing to, maybe that's also part of the communication that needs to happen here as well. Because over the top of the Three of Cups, we have the over the top of the Lovers, we have the Three of Cups. And this can be about reconciliation. It is about celebration. It is about well, it comes after the Two, which is the kind of initial meeting with somebody. So this card for me is that place of celebrating, but also not necessarily like you don't really fully know this person. You haven't got to that place, that Ten of Cups place, which of course has disappeared now from using the deck of cards. But that Ten of Cups place of like really understanding that person, even though here with this Lovers card, I do feel as though that connection is there and has been there since the very start, since the very beginning. But there was something, as I was saying, that wasn't completely revealed. Something that was kind of not connecting. with each other. You weren't completely on the same page, and this is also 3 lit up here as well, 3 of cups here. So again, it could be that third energy. But it feels to me as though this is somebody wanting to come back in here. Somebody wanting to make amends, Taurus, here. Somebody, this 9 of Pentacles, it feels like this 9 of Pentacles is not content completely. That's how it's coming across. They may give the impression that they are, but this is what's in their head. This is what they're wanting. This is what they're seeking. They are seeking that soulmate. They are seeking that person who they connect with on a really deep level of knowing that's the one. It doesn't feel like this is a frivolous kind of like just for fun experience that this person is looking for. They are looking for something long lasting and deep, because for me this is also the energy of like where you make that decision. Are you going to put your time and your energy and your effort into this? Which of course this card, the 8 of Pentacles, kind of represents that as well. Are you going to put, and here it is saying to me, yes, even though you do think you're not, there is a part of you that is still not completely ready to let it go yet either. So that's the 3 of Cups for me, is that place of having to make a decision as to whether you want to continue in that relationship. Is it a good relationship for you? Do you want to get out of it now, or is it something that is going to be worth putting yourself into? And that could even be the third, like 2 people, and the relationship itself could even be represented here as well, the 3rd cup. That there's 2 people coming together, and the 3rd cup here actually represents the relationship, because the relationship has its own kind of energetic makeup in a way. It's like 2 people who come together to create something new, something else, and that 3rd thing is the actual relationship itself. And they have to be worked on. They have to be kind of worked on, reworked on, retried, if you're going to get to that place of feeling that it's all been worth it. So let's see what else we have for you, Taurus, with this Ace of Swords energy here. This blockage, this non-communication, this holding back. The 6 of Swords in reverse. Again, this mental energy. This is all in the head. There's a lot of head stuff going on here, or there has been in the past. Whether or not you're going to carry this into the future is another story. But this person has been and is still trying their best to leave whatever it was behind, leave and move into calmer waters. But they're not very successful. They're still kind of thinking about this relationship, Taurus. Because when the 6 of Swords is upright, it is talking about moving on, leaving something behind, moving into calmer waters. You can see the future here. The water's much calmer. The waves are kind of carrying this person, which represents their emotions. But here, if you turn it up the other way, is a sense of kind of, this person doesn't really, they have tried to move on. They have tried, but they're not really able to do so, because their mind won't release it. Their mind won't let them. You keep coming up, or the relationship keeps coming up, or situations from the past keep replaying in this person's head, which could also be why you feel as though you're kind of reliving the same scenarios over and over again. Is because this energy is not being let go of. So it's creating the same stories. Whenever you get together, if you do get together, these scenarios kind of just become the same. So in their subconscious here, with the Five of Pentacles, it is a bit like repeating deja vu. We have two cards. We have two aces. So we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So this person may have felt that they offered you everything that they could, Taurus, but you may not have been satisfied, because you got the Ace of Cups. They've got the Ace of Cups come out here as well. So either side of this there is an ace. And interestingly, I'm also seeing this kind of pentacle within this here as well, in the very center. It's kind of appearing in this here, is appearing in this. So this person may have put too much stock into the money side of things, the financial side of things, the wanting things to yeah, because it's an ace here. It's kind of an opportunity, but it's an opportunity that didn't come together. It's an opportunity that ended up in this energy of loss rather than more, rather than adding to it. It feels as though it's subtracted from it somehow. But there is love. There is love. There is still love. This person still has a deep sense of wanting to bring this cup. And maybe that's their mistake from last time. Maybe last time they brought you this, and maybe this time they're aware that they need to bring you this. Again, the waters are quite kind of choppy emotionally. This person, I feel, is not having an easy time. Again, it's that cup that the Knight of Cups carries here, and also that the Messenger wants to bring in here as well. But that's also bringing in the confusion, because this person doesn't know also whether or not it's going to be accepted. And if it is accepted, what will they receive as well? Where will it go? What direction will it take? Will they end up back at this place again? So there is definitely, with this Four of Wands, there is definitely this challenge of this risk and this fear in some ways as well. Because this is Jason, of Jason and the Argonauts, who had to go and fight all the beasts in order to, the dragon that held the fleece, the golden fleece. And he had many other adventures en route as well that he had to kind of overcome in order to get to the fleece kind of being the prize, and then of course he had to get back home again. So and there was more challenges, shall we say, en route as well. So let's see why the Wheel of Fortune is here for this person. That you have this energetic connection with Taurus. Four of Cups. Yeah, there is this deep dissatisfaction here. And this sense of disappointment. This sense of staying in the same energy is how it feels to me here, Taurus. As though things aren't shifting. Though the energy isn't moving here. The scenarios are just playing out over and over again, and it's just bringing in this sense of disappointment. And kind of trying to fill the kind of empty space and the void with other things that are not satisfying, and not fully what this person is looking for or hoping for or wanting or wishing for. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse can also speak of divine timing as well, of things kind of not being the right time, and it could be that it's not the right time at all when it comes to this relationship here. I'm going to pull another card before I move on quickly. We're going to pull two more. I'm going to pull one more from this deck. What do we get? Two of Cups in reverse. There is this strong bond. There is this incredibly strong bond. But again, and it could even be, as I was saying, with these two Knights of Cups here as well, both kind of bringing their cup forward. Or maybe this is what you should be doing, but not. It's not happening. Neither of you are willing to take the risk, maybe. Neither of you are willing to get hurt again, maybe. But it is very strongly there throughout the reading, this connection between the two of you. So let's see what this person's last energy is here. And I do feel as well with these Lovers and this Two of Cups here that it is like there is, both of you are aware that there is nobody else that is going to be that person for the other person. It's like you are both the one for both of you, and you are both kind of aware of this. And maybe that's a fear element there as well. Maybe that is also one of the reasons that it's not being able to shift and change energies. Maybe it is an overwhelming energy for the pair of you here. Because it certainly has got a strong energetic, what's the word I'm looking for here? Signature. There's a strong energetic signature with this relationship. Oh, that's very interesting. The Five of Wands after the Four here. As I was talking about with Jason, this is his fleece that he has to fight this dragon to win, to battle. And in order to get to this dragon, which is symbolic of his own fears and his own doubts and his own, again, masculine, female, doesn't make any difference. I'm just saying he because in the card it is Jason. So gender isn't important in this, but she, again, gender, swap it over, however, is important because she is the only one who can get Jason to this dragon in order to be able to battle it. And it is his own fears that he's battling symbolically. The dragon represents the things that stop us from achieving, stop us from actually being able to like have our, like that self-worth. Because it could be that this person's self-worth is tied up in this, is tied up in the physical, in what they can achieve financially. So they kind of put all of their belief about themselves, shall we say, into how successful they are when it comes to their financial situation. But here, this energy here with the Five of Wands is saying that this dragon needs to be fought and it needs to be defeated. Symbolically, again, it's like, I tend to liken it to the kind of monster under the bed that in our own heads gets kind of bigger and bigger and bigger as children, until we're kind of scared to turn out the light and get back into bed at night. So we kind of leap from one side of the room to the bed and hope that we get there without the dragon or the monster or whatever is under our bed kind of grabbing us and eating us. And so it's that kind of representation of our inner fears that we in ourselves kind of make bigger than they actually are. And it's not until we actually face them that we kind of realize that they weren't really as big or insurmountable as we believed them to be. And that's what this card here is saying for me, that this isn't as big as and insurmountable, but it is going to take some courage to face the demon, so to speak, that is stopping this from happening, that is blocking it. And this is either yourself, Taurus, but I don't think it is. I think this is more the other person here that we are dealing with, or you are dealing with, Taurus. Okay, so let's see what the ask and it is given cards would like to say to you here. And before I forget, Taurus cusp, you're going to be at the 0 end of the Taurus energy coming out of Aries. So you may want to check out the Aries reading that I have put out previously, because the energies can resonate with you more from your previous reading as well. Also, if you have got your moon or your rising, any of those energies, check out the sign for them, or the reading that I have done for them as well. And also, if you're the other end of the cusp energy, you're going to be at the 29 degree moving into Gemini as well. So you might want to check out that reading as and when I get it done, or check out any of my previous Gemini readings. Again, check out any of my previous readings, they are on playlists. So we have here the most powerful law in the universe. Every thought vibrates, every thought radiates a signal, and every thought attracts a matching signal back. We call that process the law of attraction. The law of attraction says that which is like unto itself is drawn. So what it's saying is, if you keep on putting out this energy of disappointment and not believing that you can succeed, you are just literally going to keep repeating this same scenario here. And that even if you do move on to another relationship, you're just going to have the same experience. It's not going to change until I feel that this is more for the other person though, Taurus, than I do feel that this is for you. I've got another card here, I didn't see this one. Okay, so this card is saying, I've seen this one before, all that is benefiting from my existence. So yeah, this one has come out previously. And it's saying, no matter what has caused your unique point of view to come about, it has come about. You do exist, you are thinking, you are perceiving, you are asking, and you are being answered. And all that is benefiting from your existence and from your point of view. Two very beautiful cards, both kind of saying the same thing in some ways, that you are attracting whatever it is, and whatever it is, all that it is, which you are a part of, is also experiencing what you're experiencing. So in that respect, you can also change that. If you're not happy with it, if you don't like it, it can be changed. You have the ability to do that, is what that's saying. You don't have to stick with the energy that you're in. It can change, but that takes you facing your fears, facing your self-doubts, facing your belief that you're not good enough. But I feel this is more for the cross-watcher here. This is more the other person. This is what they are going through, or going to go through here, Taurus. Because then this is the energy that's moving in. So this is where they are at this time, coming into this energy. But I do feel as well that if you do try and move on, Taurus, which I think that on some level you might be hoping for, but it's not going to be satisfying. You're not going, it's like this isn't completely what I'm wishing for. You know what you want. You know who you want. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to do something else. Because you do have that choice, always. And we have two cards here. The first is Cut the Cords. And the second is Learning Experience. So Cut the Cords is literally about releasing yourself from something that is not working for you anymore. Where are they? Okay. It says in spirituality, cords are the energetic bonds that connect us to a situation, person or place. There are different types of cords, but in this context they are connections to situations or people that can have a negative and draining effect upon us. We can also create a negative cord when we have an expectation of the outcome of a situation, especially when it is outside our control. So this is an important time for you to release any attachments to people, places, situations, outcomes, or anything else that could be limiting your experience of joy. Angels are wrapping you in a light of love so that you can lovingly detach from situations that could be draining, dramatic, or damaging your health or purpose. If you are finding yourself hanging on in a situation you know is unhealthy or negative, angel wisdom is encouraging you to call upon the help you need to release yourself from it. Know that angels are guiding you to surrender the need to direct and control at this time, so you can welcome in the spiritual support that is available to you. When you ask your angels to support you in cutting the cords, they will help dissolve the connection that you are hooking you into a negative situation. You have to do your part too by removing yourself from harmful and draining situations. If you have any questions regarding a situation, relationship, or outcome at this time, know that you are being guided to find a new way forward, as it will be more rewarding and replenishing for you. Ultimately, cutting the cords is an act of self-care and self-love. And maybe that's what's needed. Maybe that's why the Two of Cups is upside down here as well. It's saying cut this cord here, cut this bond between the two of you, because it's not, it's just holding you. It's just keeping you in that energy of it just feels like repeating the same pattern here. And maybe only by cutting the cords and moving yourself out of this situation is this person going to wake up to what they no longer have and actually do something about themselves here. Doesn't mean that it's going to change the dynamic within your relationship, but it does mean that this person could change the dynamic in their own life as well. And by you cutting the cords, you're going to change the dynamic in your own life, Taurus, which is really what it's all about, because you can't control this other person. You can't make them do anything that they don't want to do. So, learning experience here is saying, It looks a bit like the Hermit card in a way. You have dedicated a lot of your time, effort and energy to understanding yourself and the world, and you've had many experiences recently that have been great teachers. It could possibly also be this Eight of Pentacles energy here as well. Even though not everything has been easy or perfect, there has been a positive in that you have come to understand yourself, your gifts and your abilities better than ever. You are deeply connected to who you are, what you stand for and what's important to you in life. When this card appears for you, angels are acknowledging the challenges and obstacles you have surmounted recently. Although it may have been a difficult time for you, your faith and inner strength have increased. Know that the cloud has a silver lining and you will soon have moved beyond the feeling of being stuck or unsupported. And you may also want to go and check out the general read that I've done as well, Taurus, that is uploading at this time. If you haven't checked out the general reading already, I would recommend it purely because it does talk about this kind of situation of not feeling supported at this time. So inner peace and a sense of security come from overcoming hardships. Without the challenges that life has presented to you, you wouldn't be the person you are today. This is a time for you to reflect on the incredible strength you have. No matter what has gone wrong for you, you have made your way through the darkness and into the light. When this card appears for you, your angel guide is inviting you to ask yourself, what have I learned? What have I learned from this? You can see there this light that it's holding up, kind of saying that this is you coming out of the darkness into this awareness, this understanding, this sense of knowing. This card represents the teacher you have within, and through integrity and connection you will be able to find a message within the mystery. If you are still facing challenges, you are being encouraged to keep going and trust that the worst will soon be over. That light at the end of the tunnel is you. So there you have it, Taurus. You are the light at the end of your own tunnel, and you need to cut the cords here in order to be able to get to the end of that tunnel. Otherwise you're going to stay in the dark, and that's not what you want to do, Taurus. You want to move beyond that into the light. So those are your messages, Taurus. I really do hope that they have been of some help to you. If they have helped you in any way, please could you thumbs up my video and like it. If there's anything that you've learnt from my reading, or if it's helped you at all in any way, please thumbs it up. It really, really does make a difference to how the channel can grow as well, because it gets it put out into the wider world of YouTube, where the algorithms pick it up and then they can take it out and put it onto other people's channels, recommend my channel to other channels as well, which also helps to bring other people back to my channel, and hopefully they will then watch my videos and also subscribe to my channel. For those of you who have liked and have subscribed to my channels, thank you so very much. I really do appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please could you do so, because I really am trying to grow my channel at this time, and it would really help me hugely. Subscribe button is on the video. If you want to just push that, I think it opens up a bell, and then you can also be notified as and when my videos get put out, if you're interested in that as well. And please share my videos with anybody else who you think may be interested in hearing the messages that I'm putting out there. If you know of anybody who's in a situation where they could do with the help, another Taurus that is having problems or difficulties at this time, please share my videos with them. And I'm going to leave it there and say Thank you very much for watching again, and please, Taurus, take really good care of yourself, and hopefully I will see you again soon.